Hello, everyone. Welcome to GEG Nagoya and our YouTube live series on, tonight, Google Drive. We've got 4 more after this. We had 1 on Gmail in September, and we plan on continuing to do this. So we really hope you enjoyed today's broadcast, and we'll tell you a few things about GEG Nagoya first, and then we'll get into teaching you about how you can use Google Drive like a ninja. First, we want to tell you about our next event. October 30th, we're going to do another online live about Google Classroom. We'll show you all the good things that you can do. And I think we got Ruth there jumping in, saying hello. Hi, Ruth. And Ruth, tell us where you're from in the YouTube chat, please. And we'll tell you about Google Classroom, how you can use it for collaboration, communication, grading, contact with parents, students. It's a fabulous tool, October 30th. And excitingly, we've got GEG Asia Pacific Connect. We're going to do an event on Sunday, October 13th from 8 p.m. in Japan. It'll be and South Korea in Southeast Asian countries such as the Philippines, Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia. It'll be from 7 o'clock, and we hope that you can make it. Anyway, and I think actually 6 o'clock in Indonesia. So check us out. We're going to be posting in all different Google Educator groups. We've got 9 languages: Chinese, English, Indonesian, Korean, Japanese, Malaysian, Tagalog, Tamil, and Thai. So you can choose what language you want and go to that YouTube Live. 9 YouTube Lives, people. Oh, and coming from Taiwan as well. 7 presenters there. You're going to learn about G Suite for Education from trained GEG Google Educator Group leaders. And lastly, we want to say Google Educator Group doesn't do it alone. In Nagoya, we work with English Teachers of Japan, Aichi. We help them out with events, and they help us out. And Ed Camp Nagoya, that's coming up November 24th. We hope you can join us for Ed Camp Nagoya. You come, and the participants decide what the topics are on the day. Ever been to a conference where you didn't get what you want? Well, this is your chance. November 24th at Uchida Yoko in Fushimi. So let's get to Google Drive. Now, Google Drive works in the cloud. It helps you get organized, helps you communicate, and helps you collaborate. Tonight, we are going to talk about Google Drive in an overview. We're going to look at navigation in the main window on the left side. We're going to look at creating and uploading folders and files, working with files, searching for files really easily, connecting to Google Calendar, Google Keep, and Tasks. And we're going to show you what this shared drive thing is. So I'm going to get out here. And before we move on, you probably see this gentleman on the just underneath me here. His name is Mitsuru. He's going to introduce himself. And I'm just adding him to the stream here because he might share a screen later. Oh, sorry, I pulled you out there, Mitsuru-san.
Hello.
Hi.
My name is sorry. My name is Mitsuru Toshima from GEG Tsukuba. I'm looking forward to join it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mitsuru. And GEG Tsukuba does a lot of stuff going on. Hey, we see Glenn in there. Hiya, Glenn. Glad you could join us. Yes, GEG Tsukuba is very active. They do things online. They've got something coming up in October. Is that right, Mitsuru? October 11th?
Yeah. 11 pub night. Okay. I know.
It's a pub night. Yep. And you're going to stream some of it live too, I think, right?
Yes.
And I believe. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Steve.
Steve, can you briefly introduce yourself?
My name's Steve McGuire. I live in. Who am I talking to?
YouTube. World.
Okay.
This is Steve. Steve, world.
Hello, world. I live near Nagoya, Japan. I'm a Google innovator. I just took part in the Google Academy, Innovator Academy in August up in Tokyo. Yoroshiku onegai shimasu.
Great stuff, Steve. Thanks very much. And I think I cut Mitsuru off a little bit there, but we're going to move on. Thanks, Mitsuru. October 11th, pub night, if you're at GEG Tsukuba. All right, folks. So now what we're going to do, I'm going to share my screen with you, but of course you're going to see our gentlemen here, Steve and Mitsuru, both GEG leaders. And we're going to jump into GEG Nagoya's night on Google Drive. Just waiting for the lag here and hoping that we get the screen shared if you're watching from YouTube. So the first thing we're going to tell you is what Google Drive is, because people out there may not know this thing called Google Drive. It's a free cloud storage, application within Google. If you have a Gmail account, it is yours. You get up to 15 gigabytes free, but you can buy up to 100 for $30 a year, roughly, I'd say, US dollars. You can access Google Drive on all devices. You can edit offline. And the big thing about Google Drive is creating documents like you would in the past with Microsoft. You can create a document, a presentation, quizzes through Google Forms and surveys, and a number of other things we'll show you briefly later. The big thing is sharing and collaborating. With Google Drive, you can share and collaborate with other people within and outside of your domain. If you have a school domain, business domain, or even your private account. So I'm going to tell you all the great stuff you can do to organize your personal and professional life. Now, we're going to start by showing you this main window here. So when you access Google Drive, which you do by clicking on your apps launcher in Gmail after you've logged in, tap there, and then you come down to this icon and you have Google Drive, and that's going to open up this for you. And you can see at the top, my most recently used files are in a thumbnail view. And down below, I've got folders and other files here. You might be the kind of person that likes to have a list. So you can just tap on this in the top right, and then you can get still your thumbnails, but a nice clean list view here. I'm more of an icon kind of guy, so I'm going to stick with that. Now, you notice here on the left side, you've got navigation happening. Here you've got My Drive, but look at this little arrow here. On the left, I tell you, within Google Tools, arrows are your friend. So if you want to quickly get the files that you already have, this is one way you can do it. We're going to show you another way as well. For now, here's your left side navigation. If you want to find files that have been shared with you, all you have to do is tap on Shared with Me, and any files that have been shared with you are going to appear. It just helps you find them more quickly. If there's a file you were working on recently, all you have to do is tap on Recent, and then you're going to get your thumbnails of those most recent files in order of how you've seen them. Now, another as well is Starred. If you click on Starred, oh, I've got nothing starred. Starring files and folders helps you find them quickly. And I left that for last. Well, there's your trash bin. You know how to use that. I left the Starred for last because I want to show you how you can use it. So let's say within events, I've got this folder, pub nights. Pub nights are always important. If I want to access that folder frequently, all I have to do is go to my little down arrow. Remember, arrows in Google are your friend. And I can click Add to Starred because it's a place I go a lot. So I got my notification here. And let's assume I've just opened my Google Drive. I want to go straight to that file or folder. I tap on Starred, and there's a folder right there. And off I go. Really quick navigation. Now, you might notice that if you tap on one of your folders, and we'll show you how to make folders and how to make files shortly. Now, if you tap on that folder, you notice here up in the top right, I've got some icons. Well, one is a shareable link. So the folder I've tapped on, if I want to share it, I can share the link to the folder, that is. I tap on that, I copy, email it to people, and then they're going to get a link. If I want to share the folder and allow somebody to be able to edit it, all I have to do is type their name in here. There's Mr. McGuire. Whoops. I go a little too quickly sometimes. There's Mitsuru. You can add a note, hi, and you don't necessarily have to notify them. You can uncheck that if you want, but I think I'm going to notify these people. And I can choose, do I want them to view it only, or do I want them to be able to edit? Beyond that, again, our beautiful little down arrows here. I can tap on that, and I can choose if I want the whole world to see it. So I can tap on Public on the Web, choose View Only, or I can allow people to edit, but we don't want the whole world to edit. Or I can choose just specific people, which is what I've done. So I'm going to just click save on that, and then I'm going to send it to Steve and Mitsuru, and they're going to get a notification, and then they can edit. Now, let's go back to the folder here. I'm going to tap on it. This is our events folder for GEG Nagoya. I go up to my friendly little down arrow. I tap on that, and I have a wide range of options. Okay. Now, again, this allows me to share it, gives me a shareable link, kind of like you saw up here. But here I can click on Move To, and if I want to move a file, I can choose where I want it to go. Now, I'm not going to do that right now, but I want you to know that it's there. Again, the down arrow, if I want, I can star it. If I want to rename it, for example, Events 2019, I've just done that. I can change the color. Now, the color is something I do want to show you, all right? But we're going to do that with a different file. So I go back to my main drive, go back into Events again, and here I've got Demo folder. Now, you might have noticed in Drive here, I've got a yellow and I've got a green folder. This is just to help you organize. For example, if you're a teacher, you might have in your yellow folders only your different classes, just easy and quick navigation. Maybe you have information from administrators and shared folders and files there. Do that in blue, whatever color you like. How do you do that? Same idea with our down arrows here. So I'm going to click on my demo folder. Now I know it's open, so I'll go back up and I go down to change color, and maybe I'll make that one red because I think I'm going to use it a lot. How's that look? There it is. So you can use color to differentiate within your folders. Now, one last thing. Let's say you're changing accounts. Now, there are ways that you can move information from one account to another, but that's a different tutorial. But what you could do is click download, and it's going to prepare a zipped file for you. You're going to get a pop-up and a notification that tells you you can download here. So I'm going to close that. I'm not going to show you how to do it, or I showed you how to do it. I'm not actually going to do it. Take a moment here to breathe. So basically, that is your left side navigation and navigation at the top. This is where you can throw things in the trash, actually. I didn't show you that. Here are some down arrows, too, which can help you do those same things. If you got any questions so far, go ahead and throw them in the chat. And I'm going to quickly open this up on YouTube, just to, I don't have to do that, actually. Hello back to you, Mitsuru. Okay, now that we've breathed, taken a little breath, we'll move on. Now, up here in the top right, you can see this gearbox or a gear wheel. If you tap on that, there's a few things you can do. Now, keyboard shortcuts, you might want to check those out. For example, when uploading, if you'd like to upload something, it's just quickly Shift U for a file, Shift I for a folder. So if you don't want to do all that tapping, Shift I, and then it allows me to upload something. Now, another important thing here in your settings is your settings in the gear. Again, gears are also, like those arrows, your friend in Google. Now here I can see how much storage I have. You probably notice in the bottom left here that tells you how much storage you have as well. Here you can change your languages. You can change the view. I like the comfortable view. Some people prefer it in Drive to be compact. So we're going to leave it as it is. You can manage apps and you can get notifications as well. But the one thing I want to show you is right here. Converting your uploaded files into the Google Docs format. Okay, so I've checked off my box. So I'm going to click Done. And I'm going to go back into that demo folder. Now, I've already got a Google Doc in there to show you in a little bit. But what I want to show you is how to upload files and folders. And I'm going to show you how that converts from a Microsoft Word doc into a Google Doc. Now, first, when you want to upload something in Google Drive, all you have to do is go up into the top left and where it says New. In Google Apps, you're going to notice a little plus button. That's where you add things. So if I click plus, I have my option of a folder, file upload, or a folder upload. Now, folder is actually to make one. Right now, I want to show you how to upload a file. So I'm going to tap on it, and I'm going to go to where my file is. And I know on my desktop, I've got a doc, a Microsoft Word doc. So I'm going to tap on it. Now you notice it's starting to upload here. We'll come back to that in just a moment as we allow that to upload. Well, that was nice and quick, as it usually is. Sometimes big files take a while. So I'm going to tap on this. You notice it has the same name. And you're going to notice that the formatting might not be so perfect. Now, in another episode, we'll show you how to play around with Google Docs. I've got the Grammarly Chrome extension, which is why that's popping up. We'll get rid of that. But you can see that that Microsoft Word doc is now in Google Docs form. You might want to go and do some reformatting, but basically, it's that simple. So we're going to head back to our Drive folder. And you notice here, I've got a doc in there. So I'm going to go up to New. And if I wanted to create a folder, as you've seen a moment ago, all I would do is click Folder. Excuse me, that was Upload Folder, but you can upload folders. If I want to make a folder, all I have to do is click Folder, give it a name, and you notice it's going to go to the top here. Folders always get the hierarchy, the top of the hierarchy in Google Drive. Now, maybe you want to make something else. Let's say you're doing a presentation and you're doing it with somebody else, so you want to share and collaborate. Well, as I said, you go up to your plus button, and here I've got Google Slides. Before we go there, though, when it says More in Google Apps, always go to More, because there's something more. You're not going to break anything, so surf around a little bit and have a look. You could add forms, Google Drawings. That would work similar to Pages, for example, where you want to make posters and infographics. Maybe even programs for a theater show. You can add maps. You can add your Google Sites, Jamboard, and Pear Deck. For now, though, we are going to click Google Slides. If you want, you can choose from a template. That, again, is another presentation. But for now, we'll click Blank Presentation. It says Create and Share. Really, it's not shared with anybody unless they have access to this account. So, and very basically, going to call that Slide Deck. Call this Slide Deck. And if I want, I can choose a theme in here. Again, that's another workshop or another session. But for now, we'll put that in there. I'm going to close my theme. Now, what I want to do, again, it's a Google Drive doc, and I'm sharing the workload with somebody. I'm collaborating with somebody. So I'm going to click on Share, and let's say I want to add someone. Let's add Ms. Noxon. Ms. Noxon from GEG Kyoto is the one that got us on this YouTube live stream app, StreamYard. Thank you, Aaron, for that. Now I'm going to send her a note and say, hi. Ignore this. Put a little smiley face in there. I want to be nice. I'm going to click Send. And so now I've got my slide deck in my Google Drive, and I can collaborate with my partner. So you can do that with your colleagues. You can do it with your students. And you can do it with a lot of people as well. So moving right along. We looked at storage. We've looked at converting uploads. We've looked at creating Drive folders and things. Something else I want to show you, which I think actually I did earlier. Moving your folder. So let's say I want to move this document just like a Google Drive folder. I can go up to my file. We'll wait for it to load here. I'm going to click on File. And down here, you should see a place to move it. There we go. So I click on Move. And I'm going to go into Drive and decide to move it somewhere else. Maybe I want to put it in GEG Asia Pacific. So I'm going to tap on my arrows. Folder's empty. Yeah, I'll put it there because the folder seems kind of lonely. And it lets me know that the file has gone there. But hey, let's go back and check that out just to be on the safe side. Something I love about Google Drive are the breadcrumbs at the top. So GEG Asia Pacific, tap on the folder, and got my breadcrumbs. I know I'm in the right place, and there's my slide deck. I absolutely love it. Now, one of the last things that, well, actually, I don't think we're finished with showing you to upload. I think we did tell you that you can upload files. I do want to point out that there are a wide range of different kind of files you can upload. So if I go to my desktop, you notice nothing for the most part is blanked out. So I can pretty much upload anything I want. I can grab that nice map of the world. I can see that it's uploading. I can see how long it takes. Longer files are going to take a little bit longer. So you're going to see that green circle kind of go round and around for a bit. Smaller files are pretty quick. So pretty much any file, audio, video, image files, different kind of text formats, PDFs, you name it, you can upload it. Now, one other thing I will kind of show you is tapping on this file right here. I've got 3 files in this folder, but let's say I want some information on them, when they were made, that kind of thing. Up here on the right side, you've got this little I information button. So I can kind of see like, all right, that's shared with a certain number of people. Scroll down a little bit and I can see the history of that document. I can click on the details and that tells me what kind of file it is, how big it is, and again, detail. If I want, I can add a description of it, but I'm not going to do that. You probably won't do that. Okay, now I'm going to move along again. Another thing that I think is wonderful about Google Drive that I think people may not use enough is the search bar. Now up here it says Search Drive. It's way at the top. You kind of miss it. Now you can tap in and go, hey, I'm looking for a PDF file, and I only have one PDF in this account. Let's see if I have any presentations. I do believe I do. And so all the presentations that I have are going to come up there. Now that's useful if you know that I want to find a presentation, but I can't remember the name. But let's say you do know the name. Well, here's this down arrow. And when you click on that, you get a wide range of options. One can be the specific type. Is it an audio file, video file? Is it a drawing? What kind of file is it? You can choose who the owner is. Is it a specific person? For example, my man Steve. I can click on that and search. Is there anything owned by Steve here? No. But he is a co-owner on a few things, or at least he's a co-collaborator. So I'm going to go back to Search and Drive. If I want to locate it, I can have a look, search through, and that'll help me find my file as well. I can look for something I think might be starred by checking off that box. If I know that the date, the last date that it was modified, I can click on Date Modified. I can even choose a custom range from one date to another. I'm not going to do that right now. I'm going to choose any time. Now, let's say it's an item name. I know exactly what it is, but I can't find it. Well, I'm going to type in under item name. I know it's called Event Ideas, but I can't remember where I put it. I'm going to click search, and boom, there it is. The folder, the file comes up, and then I can access it. And of course, there are other ways to do that too. A file that has certain words, a file that you know is shared with only 1 or 2 people. Then you can type those in. So we'll go with Steve. And there are things shared with Steve. Yep, because he's a GEG Nagoya person. And if you want to do follow-ups, you can get suggestions and action items and things like that. You probably won't use that. So I'm going to close that up. And I'm going to go back to my drive. Now, something else about Google Drive, and actually most, but not all of your Google apps within Drive, like, for example, you've got your slides, you've got docs, you've got drawings. Well, here on the right side, you can see that you've got 3 little icons. And if you mouse over, it tells you what they are. So one, for example, would be tasks. So if you use tasks as reminders, I don't myself. Well, you notice here I had email Gary, but that was from our last session. Do the wash. I've got laundry to do. That's a task. So if I click on my tasks, I can see I have to do the wash. The nice thing is, if I go back to my other apps, as you can see in my slide deck here, I just click on tasks, and what I've just typed is right there. Do the wash. Pretty sweet, huh? Now, the next one I'm going to go to is Google Calendar, because Calendar you probably use a lot. So I'm going to tap on Google Calendar, and I can get a very quick bird's eye view of what I have to do today, tomorrow, or whenever. If I want, I can look at my day view. I can look at my schedule. And if I want, I can choose a specific calendar. I'm not going to do that right now. If I want to, I can tap that little open icon and it takes me straight to Google Calendar. And as with all of your, well, most of your other apps, you just tap and scroll through. So I can add something in Google Calendar, but I can access it really easily within my apps that are in Drive, such as Google Docs, Google Sheets, Slides. It's pretty sweet. Forms is one that you cannot do this. Now, I say Google Keep towards the end. So if you tap on the Google Keep, you're going to notice I've got some notes to myself. I think this is more robust than Tasks, which is why I use it. Now, you can see here that if I want, I can take a new note. I can tap on that, remind myself to do the wash, to-do list. I'm going to click done, and now it's there. Now, I could access the actual app, Google Keep, by tapping here, or if you go into your browser, keep.google.com. While I'm logged into my account, it's automatically going to take me to my Google Keep in this account. I'm not going to show you Google Keep and how it works. Again, that's another presentation. However, again, we'll point out that while I'm in different tools and different apps, including Calendar, I can easily access what I've got going on in Google Keep. So when I'm working in my other apps and I think, oh my goodness, what do I have to do? I can tap here and there it is, GEG APAC event. Let's see, I've made the stream and I've contacted language groups, but I haven't set up the stream in StreamYard yet. So I'm going to keep that there. But you notice how those are crossed off? So if I go back to my other tools, or actually let's even go back to Google Keep, they are crossed off there. So when I work in one app, the other app gets it done automatically. So this kind of brings us to the end of Google Drive. That's pretty much all you really need to know. There are a few more features, such as working with Drive offline. That's a little more complicated to explain, so we're going to save that for another time. But essentially, if that wasn't too quick for you, go back and watch the video. That's Google Drive. Before we wrap things up, I am going to share a few more reminders. First and foremost, we are GEGNagoya.com, but please look for Google educator groups around the world. In Asia Pacific in particular, there are lots and lots of people who are trained in using Google tools for education, especially in particular G Suite for education. They're there to help you out, help you to become a better, more engaging teacher. ETJ Aichi. ETJ Aichi is the English Teachers of Japan branch for Aichi Ken. They do a lot of stuff in the prefecture and especially in the city of Nagoya. Check them out at etjaichi.com. And EdCamp Nagoya. For the first time, EdCamp is coming to Nagoya on November 24th. So we would love to have you come out to this unconference. Go to edcampnagoya.com and you can learn about what an unconference is. Basically, participants show up, they decide what they want to talk about, they break off into groups, and they run the sessions. No keynote speakers, you get the PD that you want to get. Great conversations at EdCamp, November 24th. And letting you know that Google Educator Groups Asia Pacific Connect is almost up and running. We are trying to do online live events for people in the Asia Pacific region. We're doing them in multiple languages so that you can choose the language that you're more comfortable in or perhaps want to challenge yourself in. So for example, if you're an English speaker, but you live in Malaysia, but you would like to join in the English Hangout, by all means, let us know and we'll get you in there sometime. What's our first event? We're going to have an APAC Connect on October 13th. It's going to be 8 p.m. in Japan and we're going to talk to you about our favorite G Suite tools. We're going to do that for about an hour with 6 different speakers. Each language group is going to have a separate stream, so you're going to have a look online, contact your local Google Educator group and find out when that is. We've got Chinese, English, Indonesian, Korean, Japanese, Malaysian, Tagalog, Tamil, and Thai. October 13th, 8 p.m. in Japan, South Korea, but in other nations, where you are will depend on your time. For example, 8 p.m. in Japan would be 7 p.m. in Singapore. So if you're joining us from Singapore, you're going to go in at 7 p.m. And of course, you can choose the language that you want. And finally, our next event online is going to be October 30th, and we're going to tell you all about Google Classroom. Now, this one was a little short, about 30 minutes. Google Classroom has a lot going on, so it's probably going to take a little bit longer. But hey, that's great because you can watch, learn, and then go back to YouTube and rerun. We just saw Glenn say, will you be doing anything on Jamboard? Yes, we will. December, Jamboard is going to be our last one. The only thing is, it's going to be the app version of Jamboard. The app version of Jamboard works differently from the actual device of Jamboard, but it's still pretty cool. And especially if your students have tablets, they can use their stylus to work on it. I've had my students doing that, and it's pretty neat. So, yep, we're going to do a little bit on Jamboard. And Glenn, if you want to actually join us and maybe even lead that one, that would be great. So we're going to stop the screen share right now. And I think Mitsuru's kind of muted himself. If you wanted to say goodnight, Mitsuru, come on and join us. We see Glenn, he's living in Gifu, so look out for future events, please, Glenn. Just saw that. Mitsuru, why don't you join us for 1 minute, say goodnight to everybody. Tell us a little bit more about GEG Tsukuba.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, great job.
Thank you.
Thank you. ありがとう。日本語じゃダメですよね。
日本語か英語、どっちでもいいですよ。Any language is good, English or Japanese, you choose.
すいません。じゃあ日本語で。11日に、10月11日に、GG つくばパブナイトやりますので、YouTube で参加できますので、ぜひよろしくお願いします。今日はありがとうございました、ネイト。ありがとう。
ありがとうございます。Today we were testing out this new app called StreamYard. Thank you again, Aaron, for bringing this to us. Yeah, I like the shirt. I like the shirt too. Thanks, Ruth. So we're probably going to be doing some live events using this app. YouTube does not have its internal app. You need a third party now to live stream and share your screen at the same time. We don't just do like this webcast. We want to show stuff to you. So anyway, maybe someday we'll do a YouTube live on how to use StreamYard. Thank you very much, everybody. Please look out for upcoming events through GEG Tsukuba, GEG Nagoya, and any Google Educator group that's in your area. Why don't you show us that really quick, closer to the camera, Mitsuru? ちょっと近くしてください。
はい、
はい、見えます。All right. And GEG Nagoya has stickers too. So come to our event, and then we'll give you some swag. Ruth asks, where is that GEG where Mitsuru is from? It's called Tsukuba, TSUKUBA. It's it's northeast of Tokyo. Tsukuba. We'll type it in.
North of Japan だね。
Well, northern part of Japan and northwest of Tokyo.
Yes. 最も北の、GG です。一番北の GG です。よろしくお願いします。
はい、よろしくお願いします。コラボがいいですね。We like to collaborate with Google Educator Group. So again, that GEG Asia Pacific Connect on October 13th is going to be great. We just saw that Kim jumped in. Thank you very much, Kim, for jumping in. We're just about to end the broadcast, but hey, we will definitely see you again. Next broadcast is going to be the big one from something like what, 9 different countries in Asia Pacific, and you can choose the language that you want to do your professional learning in. Thank you very much, everybody. We will see you soon, but feel free to keep posting in the chat. See you soon.